Hello and welcome to the Retro Detroit Nerdfighters podcast. My name is Ian the Well-Informed, and I'm here with Phil the Philibadger.
Yeah, and I've gotten the most joy this week out of just petting Cerberus and telling him what a good boy he really is.
And
Protect those gates of hell, Cerberus.
Oh, I was going to say, who's Cerberus? Is it something like 4chan? I don't know.
Well, Cerberus is the three-headed dog in Greek mythology who guards the gates to Hades. I've never been clear, is he supposed to keep people from getting in or from getting out, or is it both? But at the end of the day, just like any other dog, he just wants to get pets.
No, he's loyal to his master, so that's all I can say on that. But before we talk about Hades, and I do want to talk about Hades, did you hear about the Windows update that broke Twitch? In some cases.
What doesn't a Windows update break nowadays? You can't swing a laptop around without hearing something a Windows update broke.
I mean, I'm kind of, whenever I hear or see these stories, I'm on the outside looking in, so of course I do see it when the window breaks. It's pain. I'm sorry for all these.
That was good.
But no, like there's been quite a few streamers that they'll play something like I may talk a little bit about Takahata 101 from Team 4-Star. I mean, during the middle of his stream, the audio jammed. So they couldn't get audio at one point, and then there's this I mean, just as we were starting this episode, Windows decided to bunch the audio. So
that's no good.
It's not. I mean, I'm somebody who likes talking to people, so I want to be able to at least when I'm on a streaming service that requires sound, you want to
you want to be able to hear, definitely.
Yeah, and I have hearing, so not just to distinguish myself from others, that's all.
Right. So what did you wanna say about Hades there?
I mean, from what I've seen, I haven't seen much, but I've seen Jim Sterling say that this is going to be his game of the year because of how good it looks and the gameplay. It's this studio's finest work so far. So, I mean, I look at it, I see it's, I mean, from an outsider's perspective, it looks a lot like Enter the Gungeon. How you want to keep dodging and then dodge, attack.
Right, and it is, and like Enter the Gungeon, it is a roguelike as well. But yeah, it looks amazing. It looks and it plays pretty good too. But I've gotten through it so far. It's got a pretty good story.
I hear that the character you're playing as is the son of Hades, and that's how That's how it ties into Hades.
Yeah, and you're trying to join, for I forgot the reasoning, but he basically wants to join the other gods on Mount Olympus. Kind of reminds me of a certain god of war named Kratos that in another who wants to destroy another pantheon of gods who did him wrong, but haven't gotten very far into Hades to see what's going on. Supposedly, there's a story with a lot of intrigue and twists and turns, and just keep plugging away at it.
How's the on that game? How is the music?
Um, I found it. I'm having trouble coming up with how the music sounds right now. Um, it certainly doesn't sound bad, or definitely would be. It would be more top of mind, but I'm just drawing a blank on how the music is.
All right. You're saying the gameplay is good. The music, we are drawing a blank. Not to be sharp.
Exactly.
Oh, what else is there? The visuals, they look really nice. They really.
hmm
I heard that on Steam they were in early access for like 2 years.
Yeah, it's now. I think it's now considered out of early access, and it's available, I think, on Epic Game Store and on the Switch. So
Okay. I mean, it looks like from what I've seen, it looks like a good game.
mhm.
I don't know if I have the time to play it.
Well, I've I usually have been playing it in short bursts, so I think that's worked out okay. And then as long as I don't go for too long and I forget everything that's happened and then I have to start over. But each time you die in this game, you have to basically start back from the beginning, and and then you're gonna eventually just keep plugging away at it until you get all the way through.
I did hear that there are some like collectibles that you can keep at some point.
Yes. Yeah, there is some stuff you can collect and keep, and then you can use it to make your character more powerful. As you go, to get farther along in the dungeons of Hades and eventually get to Mount Olympus.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. Hey, that's all I have on it. I can't. I can't give this game enough praise from
Well,
my end.
you'll be able to give it more once you actually play it, I think. So,
You want me to play this game? Oh,
I
all
mean,
right.
when you have time. So I know right now that's a tall order, but
Yeah, I have to somehow. I mean, something on my plate right now is Super Mario Brothers 35.
mm,
Just came out. Free game.
yes. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Tetris 99, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of. But you're playing with 34 other Marios.
Mhm.
Um,
Have you been able to win any rounds yet, or
I,
it's rough?
I'm,
I think I got the top 5 once, and that's as far as that's as close to it as I've been able to get.
I'm having a hard time getting down the controls on that game. I hear that the controls are good. I'm just
Yeah, I think yeah, I had to
being
swap some of my control buttons around, and then I was able to do a lot better. The way the game comes when you first launch it, it doesn't feel intuitive if you're used to other controls. If you've played Super Mario on any other system that doesn't feel right. But you are able to swap some of your buttons around and then it plays a lot better.
Yeah, I just need a little more time and then get used to the controls on that end.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, like, just to give a clarification, the what's it called? The controls. It doesn't use the analog. It uses the buttons. I know there are people who prefer the buttons over the analog, but I'm not one of those people right now. Nope.
Well, I did a mod to my Joy-Cons, so it actually has the cross pad, directional pad, and I think it plays pretty well with that.
Okay. I will possibly try that out. But what else? So there's um, with that game, there's all the levels from Super Mario Brothers, 1 through 8-4. So
Yeah, I
there's
think I've
a
only
lot.
seen 1-1 through 1-3. So
Yeah, and 1-1, of course, is the one that gets played the most.
Mhm.
Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah.
Have you been able to spend any time with Mario 3D All-Stars?
I am looking for a physical copy. So
I went to Best Buy yesterday. They had gobs of them.
I'll have to go over there. I've
Mhm.
been looking at Target to see if I can possibly, like, Target sometimes gives discounts on games like
Mhm.
that. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. I do.
I'll just make sure you get your copy before the 31st of March.
Yeah, I should be able to get it by then.
I would hope so.
But yeah, give me a moment. Uh, um, we had wanted to do an episode last week, and we wanted to talk about the 3DS getting discontinued.
Yes, I saw that Nintendo ceased manufacture of, I think, the entire 3DS line. No more 2DS, new 2DS, no more new 3DS, 2DS, you know. So, and I think that was for all markets too, not just the Japanese models. So Nintendo right now is all in on the Switch. Isn't,
I mean,
has worked out well for them, but
and given the situation, the big draw to 3DS, 2DS, and all those handhelds is that you get to play with um, other people as you travel along, and you really can't do that right now.
no, it's kind of challenging. I mean, they do still have a severe backlog of 3DS stuff that I'll be working on at some point, in theory.
I I finally and I've meant to post about this before. Like within the last 2 months, I phoned up to buying Bowser's Inside Story for the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say that so far it's been a good game. It plays differently than um, the it plays differently than the other like the older 3DS.
Oh, like the other Mario and Luigi games on 3DS, or
No, I mean the original.
oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten too far into it on the 3DS. I did finish it on the DS back in the day, but
Uh, I mean that's one of my that's like out of all the Mario games, that's probably like that's my favorite. That's the I love it because you get to understand Bowser to
mm-hmm.
a level that he may be a bad not to quote Wreck-It Ralph, but he's not a bad guy.
He's just a bad guy.
He's
But
just a bad guy.
he's not a bad guy. He's just doing he's just a single father trying to raise his son at the end of the day.
And adopted children, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Not morally right, but makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
um, and then the ending, which of course I will not spoil. It's too good.
I don't
Uh,
remember the ending, so yeah, please don't spoil it. Give me a chance to rediscover it at some point.
but no, speaking of uh, I guess I can add this story here. I There's been a lot of I know I didn't put this on the schedule, but I do, because this is a disability awareness channel and channel podcast. I do want to, and it's going to be hard to say, um, um, have a speedy recovery toward our president.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say much more than I hope he doesn't die.
I will say there is there isn't much to say. Like I mean,
I could go on lengths if this was a more political podcast, but this isn't, so I'm going to just end my comments there.
right. I mean, the I mean, Facebook and them have kind of, for the most part, the news of that kind of broke Facebook to a level. There's people who,
Facebook's been broken for a while, though.
I mean, like, I don't have much to say on it. I just wanted to say have a speedy recovery. I mean, but there are people who happy, not happy. I kind of feel like um, first reaction, they show a lot of emotion, but that's all I'll say on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm just of the feeling that if you're wishing death on anybody, even, no matter how you feel about them as a person, it's a dangerous and dark road to go down.
yeah. Um, uh, it's like, why did we? And this is more of a rhetorical question. Why did it get so bad that it got to our commander in chief? It did not have to go. It did not have to go this far. That's all I'll say on that. But
Yeah, let's not go there. And I'll just say, I did finally finish Days Gone the other day. Um, and at the end, I still like the message there of, when the roads are dark, it's important to light candles along the way and bring a little bit of light where and when you can. And I'm struggling with, do I want to go back and finish everything there is to do in that game, or am I ready to move on? And I struggle with this thought with many games, especially open world games. And I'm like, well, how do you decide if you want to go back to that world and keep lighting some candles, or do you find another world that needs help? I, I don't have a good answer for that one.
I mean, from I'll put in my 2 cents on that. Sounds a lot like a little bit like Xenoblade Chronicles. Do you choose to keep fighting, or do you fight against all odds and for a better tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. I need to go back to Xenoblade Chronicles.
It is a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
I still get to get I want to say the definitive edition.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do that. Let's see. Did you hear about the merger with Microsoft?
They merged with somebody. My gosh, so much news has happened. It feels like it was 4 years ago.
It feels like 5 to me.
Then they buy out. I think it was Bethesda.
I mean, yes, I think they did. To no, to a lot of surprise.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that coming here. So.
I had not heard about it until it was like Microsoft bought Bethesda, and it's like, of all the companies, it's like, why not buy, like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a smart move on Microsoft's part, but I don't know.
Well, I think they're trying to bolster up their Game Pass system and get more content, more first party content for Game Pass. So I think that's what they're trying to do, because they haven't necessarily said that anything, if Bethesda were to make a new Elder Scrolls game, they may not necessarily lock it to Microsoft platforms. They might allow them to still release on PlayStation.
Okay.
So, I'm like, what did you? I had a hard time getting into Skyrim. I just couldn't do it.
I've seen gameplay here and there of Skyrim. I'm not a big fan of that series. I do see the appeal, though. Glitching dragons, and yeah, and arrows to the knee, and
Yeah, I've heard all the memes. I understand some of them. I tried to play the game myself. I just couldn't get into it. So
I try to avoid those type of games just because because like World of Warcraft, I know that they're addictive, very
Hmm.
addictive. Um, um, and so maybe that's just me, though. I like playing mini games, as you know. I've said that maybe once every other episode, so you
Hmm.
obviously know. um, but no, I mean, I see the appeal, but um, but can we, as a podcast, can we agree on the fact that we can now call them Bethesda?
Bot Bethesda. I
Yes.
can get behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, because now they've been bought out by Microsoft, and
Hmm.
so, but I mean, their shady tactics are kind of, or I mean, they're still, um, um, I mean, a lot of the stuff that they've um, done with studios and stuff, it's going to be no more because Microsoft has the control over that company now.
Yeah, but you know, Microsoft really doesn't have the history of, say, EA, who was also rumored to be looking into buying Bethesda at some point. I mean, all we
Uh,
would need for that would be, Elder Scrolls 6 to not be a success, and then they get shut down. We don't need that.
hey, that'd be kind of a fate worse than death if they
Hmm.
were bought by EA.
It's probably hopefully why they didn't do it. So,
I don't know.
I mean, EA's history is pretty terrible on that front. So,
Yeah. So yeah, hey, in terms of companies buying out companies, we dodged a bullet there. So
hmm.
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think the word is that Microsoft's going to pretty much let Bethesda do their own thing, and then I'm sure when the mothership needs something, they'll let them know. But other than that, I think they pretty much get to do what they do.
Okay. But it's good. There'll probably be more games brought out by Bethesda, though. That's a-
Yeah, and I'm struggling with, Bethesda really didn't make a whole lot of games that I really were really my jam. So, and they're most famous for Elder Scrolls, which I had a hard time with. Um, they have they have the Doom and the Wolfenstein trilogy series now, which they were okay, but I had a hard time with Wolfenstein lately. It's just I like it, but it's just it doesn't grab me. Let's like say a Days Gone does, or even the Last of Us. Um, where the stories don't feel as front and center with say a Wolfenstein. That's kind of my hot take right now.
Hmm. I personally like I personally like like I like the I like Doom, how not the SNES version, but the newest Doom. Not Doom Eternal, just
Doom
Doom from
64.
20. No, no, Doom from 2016.
Right.
Yeah, and I hear that the newest Doom, Doom Eternal, um, the combat is faster, and it's
And
harder.
I would like to try that one of these days, but I also want to finish Doom 2016, which I've only gotten maybe into a couple. I've only gotten into the second level so far, and then I moved on to something else.
Yeah, I would like to get the Steam version of Doom and Doom Eternal. So we shall see what happens from there. But but you all, but even just within this episode, how many games do I still have to play? uh,
My backlog is hideous right now.
your
And
backlog is Hades. Hideous.
Yes, yeah, sure is.
Yeah. And I'm did you get to what's it called? Finish Origami King?
No, I haven't. I've kind of stalled out because I think it was Last of Us took my attention from it, and I just haven't been able to get back to it. So I'm taking a Hades break, and then I'll probably go back to Origami King.
Okay. Yeah, I that's reasonable though. I yeah, Hades of course looks great, but yeah. Um my my game that I've been playing so far that I want to get a lot of friends to play it is Among Us because like right now I'm taking a class where I'm learning something called social engineering. And are you familiar with what social engineering is?
Um, I have heard of it. I have probably a loose understanding of it. Basically, it's kind of using. My understanding is, and you can fill in the gaps that I leave here. You're basically trying to use social pressure to manipulate people into doing what you want.
Exactly.
In my line of work, you might it's social engineering is used. It's a big for computer security. It's a big concern because you can manipulate folks into giving you passwords or allowing access to systems that they shouldn't have. So, what did you
Yeah.
want to add on to that?
I mean, Among Us is kind of it is the same situation and it isn't the same situation. It's kind of anti-social engineering. If you're playing as like an imposter, you have to go out and uh, kill crewmates,
Mm-hmm.
and so uh, quote unquote kill crewmates. And so there's this part where you get um, you get a call, where you go into a call and then they gather information and see who seems suspicious, and if they seem too suspicious, then they eject them out of the they get ejected basically out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, where are you playing Among Us?
I am playing it on Steam.
On Steam? Okay. Um, 'Cause I tried the iOS version of it and I did not like it one bit.
um I have not played the iOS version.
You're probably
From
better
what
off that way.
I um from what people have recommended, they say go with Steam, go with
Mhm.
Steam, and so it's exactly what I've done.
So
And
how exactly do you communicate with other players? Do you do it just through chat? Is it a voice system? Do you just use canned phrases? Or that was my struggle with the iOS version.
okay, I see. Like, I mean, if you're playing like, if you're doing a public event, basically, you really don't, you really can't use like you can't use the voice. You usually use like, um, you go by text, basically. But if you're like, if you do like a private event, then you can get people together and join Discord or something along those lines, or like Google Hangout, and then um, play amongst each other that way, where each other can listen in, or things of that nature. And you have to, of course, set up rules as to who uh, who can have their voice on and off and when.
Hmm.
But yeah, but no, I am at this point no good at it because I mean the big draw. I'm having the hardest time just just like texting in. I feel like if I an imposter, I can kind of dissuade people or persuade
Hmm.
someone to go in another direction through my voice instead of typing it out. I really feel like um, I
I
think I'd
mean,
have
it
an
just
easier
feels
time.
like yeah, it feels like if all the communication was chat based, when a player grinds to a halt and because they're typing something into a chat that seems like it would break the flow of the game.
Yeah, it's a little. I feel like I can say more by talking than I can do
Exactly, yeah.
in a text-based game. uh, but it's still fun. It's um, there is some strategy involved, and I um, have to get used to it's kind of its own separate game when
Hmm.
there's a big difference between doing it in text and then um, talking about it.
Right,
Talking,
right.
there's a big difference. It's like this podcast. If I don't think anyone would listen to us if all of it was typing.
Although there are podcasts that do produce transcripts for their episodes, for listeners who might be hard of hearing. So reading a podcast is a thing. So
we
we
from
don't
our
have the budget
perspective,
for that.
we don't have the budget for that. No. We want to. Here at the Retro Detroit Nerdfighters podcast, we do want to have the budget to um, extend this to people to the death, of course, but we do not have the budget. We're sorry. uh, um, uh, let's see. But no, it's well, I mean, I feel like one of these days when it's not so busy, we should try to get a group of friends to play this game and do a lot of backstabbing. It's like either way, crew member or imposter or not.
Right.
Yeah, it's that type of game where even. Oh,
I mean, if we could do a setup like that, I might be down for giving it a try, another chance. So
I would switch to the Steam version though. It's $5. I'm not. We are not sponsored by Steam. We do not.
or whoever makes Among Us.
Um, uh, the developer is Inner Sloth.
Okay.
Sloth.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're not sponsored by Steam or Inner Sloth. Just spend
Yeah,
a few bucks and get a game that's people seem to like.
a game that right now should um, be $10 because the developer should get more of their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I personally like it. I like it a lot because it helps, like, as someone with autism, it helps me to talk to people and quote unquote social engineer. but, um, but what else? There's Hades. There was um, yeah. So there's Hades. There was what else? What else do you have, Phil?
I don't really have too much else right now.
Huh. All right. So hold on. Um, I mean, wasn't a whole lot of news, was there?
Not a lot not a lot of gaming news, and I think a lot of gaming news has been kind of the air sucked out of it by events in the political sphere right now, which is just going to be our reality for the next month or so.
At least, and then we gotta also think about herd immunity, but that's just a buzzword right now.
That doesn't
uh,
mean anything till there's a real vaccine. So
and then there, almost forgot. This month is two types of months. It's breast cancer awareness month and disability month. So I do, not this week, but within the next few weeks, next episode we'll talk a little bit more about disability month and see where we go from there. But yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of there really hasn't been a whole lot of outreach in that area either, has there?
mm,
Or
yeah,
discussion about that outside of um, there has been some charity streams and
hmm
um, lots of conventions, getting ready for end of year conventions.
which a lot of which are postponed now.
Yomicon
Humicon's
decided.
postponed. I think they outright canceled. So
I hold on. I don't think they canceled. I did hear that the hotel canceled. I don't know if it's all the reservations. Um, I know that they canceled quite a few hotel reservations. I don't know if it's all of them,
Hmm.
but that's a sure sign that um, that's a sign that they're probably going to be canceling the event.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see if like from the governor's side or the mayor's side if they're going to cancel it or not.
Hmm.
And I mean, like every year for the last couple of years, we've been trying to, we've been doing panels and things like that for them, and at least trying.
Hmm.
um, this year, I kind of like voted against it just because I don't um I don't know how many people are going to try and go over there and then um um say there's too many people. So I kind of not wanting to take a chance on it.
Right. And I think that's just how a lot of people feel right now. And we're all just it's a grind, and we know folks are tired of the grind, but doesn't, you know, the pandemic's not over just because we're over it. So that's what we got to remember here.
Yeah. Yep, we gotta, for the most part, stay safe and play things by ear
Hmm.
and make sure that we ourselves can dissect the right information from all the misinformation right now
Hmm.
because
Right.
there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it, and versus our government right now has not done itself a whole lot of favors with the changing stories and conflicting information that comes out of it.
Yeah, a lot of Streisand effect.
Mm.
That's literally all I'll say on that. But
Uh-huh.
um
Think if we don't have anything else, maybe we should wrap up here.
yeah, sounds good to me. Dave, are you here? Okay, hold on.
Well, where can we find you, Ian?
Um, you can find me at things that um, I'll plug the website einformed.com, informed with an A, and also at einformed on Twitter because and that's one other thing that I wanted to say. Thank you for we've seen kind of a spike of people come to the podcast. I saw that listen to it. I saw that we got like more than 50 people on our last episode, so thank you.
Yay!
Yay! So if you're listening, thank you. Um, I want to start like an Among Us thing, so um, tweet me at einformed, informed with an A, and also what's our Twitter handle?
Our collective Twitter is RD Nerdfighters. We should post there more often than we do, but it is what it is right now.
Yeah, we need to post there more often, and yeah, that's I'll I'm gonna get with Dave.
And as for me, you can find me in my basement trying to crawl out, a la Zagreus, trying to crawl his way out of Hades. Um, but aside from that, we just don't forget to be awesome and wear a mask.
Wear a
We're all in
mask.
this together.
And lastly, about masks, the best thing about wearing a mask, from my perspective, is that many people who do see me, good friends of mine, don't immediately recognize me. So it's just like, oh, that's good. Well,
Nice.
yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't immediately recognize me. So it's just like, from my perspective, that's kind of a. I
That's the
find that
introvert's dream,
funny.
isn't it?
Yeah, sort of. And then other people who like my um um like how I dealt with the mask. It looks a little bit like Shredder, like a Rokusaki.
Oh, nice. Okay.
A Because it has kind of the I have a mask that looks a little like uh his thing that covers his mouth, but yeah, those type of things.
Okay. So Shredder was masking up before it was cool.
he
Gotcha.
he made it cool for a while, and then it's made itself more popular now.
He's way ahead of the times.
Yeah,
Back in 1989, Shredder was living in 2020. We knew it. That
yeah.
explains a lot.
James Avery, uh, Uncle Phil. Yeah, if you didn't know of that already.
No, I'd never actually made that connection. So,
No, James Avery was the voice of Shredder.
okay, gotcha.
So when he says, "I tonight I dine on turtle soup," yeah, he's that person who said that.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, that seems like a good place to leave it. Um, don't forget to be awesome, wear your mask, and stay safe.
Yeah, wear a mask. Have a good day, for sure. Thank you.